I'm just going to wait here for like 2 minutes until people join. And I'll introduce my dogs. Hello. You can ask me anything about rocks or geology if you'd like. The thing is with this live, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like keep up with like everyone's questions. So, happening, pal, what's happening? Alright, what's happening? That's how I start my videos. I cannot understand that language, I'm so sorry. Hello, hi. I'm also going to introduce my dogs tonight. But this is the first proper live I've actually scheduled, right? So I don't do lives, like, or that, you know, there's a spider behind your left shoulder. I think you spelled shoulder wrong, mate. I'm from Scotland. Where do you think I'm from? You found some, oh, whereabouts? Where'd you find the clay? What is your favourite geological find? I've actually got it next to me. That's it there. But it's not actually like anything important. It's just like a piece of Lewis saying nice, which is oldest rocks in Scotland. So that's my amazing, you know, find. I love listening to Scottish accent. Denmark. Hello from Denmark. Moan the Scots. I up from Yorkshire. I used to work on site with Yorkshire drillers, and they'd always be like, "You alright, love? How you doing?" Or, well, not how you doing, but you know. What type of rock has crystals in it? Well, every rock has crystals in it when you think about it, doesn't it? Because every rock's made up of minerals, and minerals are crystals. But if you're talking about crystals that grow like into like nice beautiful quartz crystals, then obviously that grows in cavities. Hello from Australia, what time is it there? Caribbean? Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. We had beaches like the Caribbean in Scotland, but it's very cold. What's your thought on asteroids, wait a minute, with loads of expensive minerals? Well, asteroids are mainly made up of dense minerals such as nickel and iron and that, so, I mean, I don't know why we would go, like, my name. Moan the Hoops? No. I don't support football. Georgia, USA. Yup, love. When and how did you get to know that you love geology? When I was a wee girl, I liked going down the beach and picking up rocks and collecting them and put them in my pocket. And it used to annoy my mum because the rocks would end up in the washing machine because she never checked my pockets and I didn't empty my pockets. And I liked the bad geology movies back in the 90s, and I liked learning about geology in general and about how the earth forms and about how volcano forms, but I never knew that you could go study geology at uni until I was in my like 5th year at school. And I went to a university open day with one of my first boyfriends and seen that there was a stall with volcanoes and rocks on it, and I was like, oh my god, I want to go study that. So that's what got me into geology. But I wanted to be a fashion designer originally, so I wasn't like the smartest in school. I was alright at school, but that's, yeah, it's kind of the main story of how I got in. But I had to go to college for a year before I went to uni, but it's never too late to go study geology. There's so many different courses that you can do nowadays. Well, not geology to get into uni, but like there's like applied sciences courses and stuff that you can do, or there's like courses you can do through the university like to get you into like study geology, so it's never too late. Like the University of Glasgow, like they offer like access courses that you can, you know, go and do it in. Where can you find agates in the UK? Oh my goodness, wherever there's volcanic rocks, man. See if you go to Dunure Beach down near Ayr. Oh, there's you there. Hello. You want a kiss? Do you want to meet people? Yeah, we'll meet people in a minute. Once Mummy answers the questions, and then you can be the star. You can steal. You can be the star of the show. Yeah, star of the live. Agates, yeah, you can find them on Dunure Beach because all the rocks are volcanic down there near Ayr Beach as well. You can find them up in Dundee, you can find them on the Isle of Mull, but you have to really know what you're looking for. I don't know about England. Davy boy, I'm from Fort William. Nice to meet you. Scottish water worker here. Oh, brilliant. I do like working with Scottish Water. They're class. Thanks for providing us with water. 6 AM. Oh, that is very, very early. Have you ever found septerranean nodule. I should know how to say that, but half the words in geology I don't know how to say. I've never know. Where do I find the gold and diamonds? Like, you're not going to find diamonds in Scotland, mate, but you can find gold. But you have to pan for it, and you need to get a licence for it as well. So see if you go to Lead Hills, you can go like pan for gold, or you can go up into the Highlands, and there's certain areas that can pan for gold, but you have to make sure that you have a licence to do it. Because all the rocks in the Highlands are metamorphic, right? And they also have granitic intrusions that run through them. So an intrusion in geology is a magma chamber. It's where you've had like magma intrude into the crust, right? So sometimes you can get gold like in mineral veins that run through like the magma chamber, like magmatic hydrothermal fluids, right? And that's what deposits the gold. And you can have that through the metamorphic rocks too. No diamonds though. Okay, you that really wants attention. I think I should just maybe put the live on you though, you know. Because I can't keep up with like all the questions. It's quite funny. The Birmingham Ridge is red sandstone. Does that mean it used to be a desert? Potentially, but in Birmingham you've got a lot of Mercia mudstone in and around Birmingham, so it might be like, or it might actually be like part of like another sandstone group that's down there, but I'm not too familiar with my English geology, so I couldn't tell you. I'd need to research that one and have a wee look into it. Our family's from Greenock. Well, I'm from Largs. Hiya from me, hope you're well and having a lovely day. Thank you very much. Right, okay. I love it when you talk about the rocks, love it, thank you. I get them all the time. People just want to, like, it's a bit like, you know, I'm alright, thanks. I'm okay. Which rock do you like? I don't know. I'm not answering that. Are you still working for the same company? I enjoyed your work video. I do. I still work for the same company. You there, come here. I'm up here. What's your dog's names? Right, okay, so we have you there. I've got this on a selfie stick, right? We have you there. You there's the one that features in the videos, right? She's a very obedient, well-behaved girl. Then we have Tulip. Tulip is the boy of the pack. And then we have Tala. Tala's a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. Hiya. You okay? It's okay. And Skye. I don't know where Skye is, but she's my Siberian Husky. Skye! She's probably upstairs not wanting to come down, so she'll be up there for a while probably. She just knows that I'm doing a live and she's like, can't be fucked with that, man, I'm not going down there. So oi! Because they're wolf-like breeds, they just like to fight over every single toy that they get. So Tulip right now has this. I know, I see it, I see you. Yes, give it back to mommy. Right, where's your paw? Good boy, there you go. Now you take that. You take that there. So Tulip, Yura, Tala and Skye. I'm listening to you having breakfast. Welcome to my kitchen. Brilliant. I love your voice. Thank you. You're a Ouija. It's weird because I'm from the west coast of Scotland, right, in North Ayrshire. And when I grew up, I was taught not to say aye and no. And then when I started working in the industry I work in, like, I ended up like falling into like this weird accent. And it's kind of in between a Glaswegian accent and a Ayrshire accent and a few other mixed things in there too. So I vote for you, the poshies ASAP. I'm honestly thinking about it. I looked in like the other day online, but oh my goodness, it's so expensive to like make one. Burn or agates. I don't think you can burn them. Love your page. When you're going to be rocking your own show on the BBC? Maybe soon, you never know. These things will happen gradually, but I'm not fussed either way if they don't. I'd like to start making my own documentaries too eventually, like over time. So, but if it leads to that, brilliant. If not, then it's not the end of the world. Hello from Ireland. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can you see volcano from your window? No, I can't. There's no volcanoes like near me, and not even any extinct volcanoes near me either. I found small fossils down Saltcoats Beach in the past. Yeah, you can find fossils down there. Like, you can find fossils wherever there's sedimentary rocks that have been deposited there. Like, it's mental. And I remember being down Portincross and I found like a little wee fossil in the sandstone down there. It was just like a trail though. It was a trace fossil. It wasn't actually a fossil of like a worm or that. Which country would you like to visit for their geological formations? I'd like to go to America one day and like go to the Grand Canyon. But we'll see. Okay, Tulloch's taking over the show. I don't think you that's interested. Didn't you go to Iceland lately? I did. I went to Iceland in July twice. No. You stay there. Here. Play with your toy. Goodness sakes. Oh, your dog. Metamorphic as fuck. Stick in the pose. Doggo's living life. Give us a fact about shale. Shale is impermeable, right? And shale is a source rock for oil. So that's where all your oil is formed that's in the North Sea, right? It's just like old organic material that's been compacted together, right? And what happens is sometimes like the oil can be broken, like the rock solid can be faulted and it releases oil and the oil goes elsewhere and sits in a reservoir like rocks such as sandstone. I've actually got a piece of sandstone next to me and it's absolutely stinking. Like it stinks like oil, like just because it's got oil in it, right? And it's from like the North Sea core, like, and it's pretty cool because it's one of like the main reservoirs like in the North Sea that contains oil. I know there's a lot of controversy about oil and lithium and all sorts like when it comes to geology, but I mean it is what it is. Like there's not much else I can really say on it. Jedi or Sith? Oh, I'm a Jedi. I've got my wee lightsaber upstairs. It's blue. I've got like Rey's outfit as well. You probably already know that because like you've probably seen the photographs of like me like in that bloody outfit. I don't know what that guy said. Great geology to explore here in California. Oh, I'd love to go to California, honestly. I'm about to pursue a career in geology as well. Did I make a mistake? No. Geology is so fun. It depends on what career you go into, but there's loads of different things that you can go into. It does involve like a lot of working away sometimes, like especially if you work for a contractor like me, or if you work for like a contractor that involves or if you work in the mining industry and stuff. Like it just depends. I know, I see you. Do you like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Stone Cold Steve Austin? Oh, I'm a Rock fan. The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, for sure. That's why my wife calls me Jura. She's Russian. Volcanic rock here in Lanzarote. There is indeed. The islands that make up the Canary Islands, that's what they're called. I couldn't remember the name. So like Tenerife and Lanzarote and all that, like they're all made up from like a hot plume, it's called in geology. Now a hot plume feeds magma from deep within the mantle, like just at the base of the mantle between the mantle and the core. And it feeds the magma up the way, and as the plates move, like as the crust moves over this hot spot, it will like build a mountain, and then like the crust moves a wee bit, and then it builds on the next mountain, a new volcano, and then the crust moves a wee bit. So see, when you look at like the volcanic islands, the Canary Islands themselves, like each of them represent a volcano that was fed from like the same like hot spot, like the same hot mantle plume, which is what it's called. And it's pretty interesting. There's hot plumes across the world. There's like a hot plume that sits under Hawaii, and it's created the Hawaiian like islands, and then there's one that sits under Iceland as well. What's your favourite geology fact? Oh my god, there's so many. Right now, I just like the fact that like Scotland used to be a desert, like the Sahara Desert, so I keep going on about that anytime someone asks me that. But there's so many, honestly. There's so much that you can go into in geology, it's ridiculous. Love your post, thank you. Hello from the States. Hello. Irvine or Kilwinning is my guess. No, I'm not from... I was in Kilwinning at one point, like, because one of my old... boyfriends lived there. I didn't know how to say that. My mother's from Kilmarnock. I was going to buy a house in Kilmarnock at one point. The three best things you experienced in Iceland. Oh my goodness. Now I went to Iceland last year as well because I was trying to like catch the eruption from last year, but I missed it by 3 weeks. And I think the first best experience I had like was there was this like waterfall called Hegenfoss, and it was so beautiful. Honestly, it was absolutely stunning. It had red layers in between, like the layers of lava, and oh my goodness, I couldn't believe the rock formations there. The second best thing about Iceland, or the third best thing about Iceland that I've probably experienced, actually it's probably the first, it was like the volcano, like the volcanic eruption this year. Like, seeing that thing from the helicopter first time, I cried. I was just like, oh my god, that's lava coming out the ground, and I'm crying. And then I went back 2 weeks later when they opened the path, and I did like the 2 hikes, and my legs were killing me, but it was totally worth it. Honestly, seeing the lava come out and form like basaltic rock like this, like that used to be lava, and now it's like a rock called basalt. No boy, you can't have the rock, you stay there. I just like that, yeah. And then that canyon in Iceland was amazing too. I would always recommend to go to Iceland if you want to study volcanic rocks and you want to learn more about what Scotland was like 60 million years ago. Then go to Iceland, because that's what it was like. So yeah, 2 minutes. I think someone's at my door because I've got a parcel from my next door neighbour, so give me a minute. You stay there. No, that was quite funny, because like all the dogs tried to squeeze out there, right, and I'm just like, no, you can't get out, no, come here, look, come on, Yura, come on, up here, look, up here, good girl. So yeah, thank you. Can you please say Peaky fucking Blinder? Why? Does it sound funny? In a Scottish accent? Hello from Massachusetts, from Leicester. Links or square sausage? It depends. I like square sausage, like in a roll in the morning, like for breakfast sometimes, with like brown sauce or red sauce. Love your stuff, Mrs. from Belfast, thank you. No, I don't stroke the stains as well. Why the fuck? What? Stroking them? No, that's not right. Hello? Tell you what, come here, move. You should get with a production company and make a pitch to BBC Scotland or ITV. Well, like, we'll just wait and see as time passes, won't we? Like, there's potential, like, you know, there's a potential for that to happen in the future, so hopefully, like, you never know. Like, for goodness sakes, will you stop? You're so big. You are so big, Yura. Right? You big doggo. I know, I love you too. Nice. So basically a baubles fell off my tree, and now the dogs just want to play with it. And they probably should play with it. Oh, that's amazing. Blue lace agate. I've never seen that before. I will always enjoy your talks and videos. All the best from Aberdeen. Thank you so much. Hello neighbour from Norway, West Coast. I've always wanted to go to Norway. I'd love to go to Norway. What's this? Motherwell? Yeah. I like Motherwell. I don't actually. I used to go to the gym in Motherwell. Not pure gym in Motherwell. It was a bit dodgy, to be honest. It was alright. I've just skipped all the questions. It's just went straight to the bottom. So now I don't know where I was. Why can't I hear? I'm not too sure. No, I didn't do a postgraduate degree, but I'd like to go do a master's at one point, or like a PhD, because I want to teach geology in the future, like, and be a lecturer, but we'll see. Hello. Any great castles you could suggest staying in? There's a castle that you can stay in Scotland, but I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put a post up about it. But the guy's doing it up right now. It's on Airbnb. There's also another, like, I think it's a mansion though, but I stayed in it for my 30th and it was like lovely, absolutely lovely, and it's up in St Andrews somewhere, but I'll have a wee look and I'll do a wee post about them. First live I've ever made it to. Love your videos you post on your feed. Great information you provide. What got you into geology? I think I've already answered that the first bit, so I'm not going to repeat myself and bore everyone. So yeah. I just like rocks. Du, du, du. Right, I'm scrolling back down to like the bottom so that I can see where I am. Hello from Texas. 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab this stupid bauble off. Pull up, come here, move. On the couch, move. Get on the couch. Right, give me this. Give. Where'd you put it? Wee arsehole. No. No, Boy. What did I say about taking baubles off the tree? You're not allowed these. No. Cheeky boy. Cheeky boy. I don't think he took it off the tree. I think it just fell and rolled and he just kind of came across it by accident. What did I just say? Okay, maybe he did take it off the tree. It's funny, my tone of voice just changes completely when like I'm giving the dogs into trouble. Too many locks to be a desert now. Aye, no, it wasn't a desert. It's not a desert now. Like, Scotland was a desert like 250 million years ago. The reason it was a desert was because you had a supercontinent back then known as Pangaea. Tala! Maybe I shouldn't do the alive with the dogs. For goodness sakes, will you stop being a wee silly doggo? Yeah. Sorry, what was I saying about deserts in Scotland? Right, aye, so Scotland used to be part of the supercontinent known as Pangaea 250 million years ago to about 65 million years ago, right? So 65 million years ago, it started like rifting apart. Like, well, it was actually before then it started rifting apart. But that's when you had the opening of the Atlantic Ocean, right? So the two plates were moving away from each other. And then like Scotland moved a little bit north as well at the time too. So it went from like a subtropical kind of latitude and moved kind of its way north, like into like where it is just now. So it did used to be a desert, and there's evidence for that in the rocks that you can find across Scotland, like which is known as the New Red Sandstone. Because you've got the Old Red Sandstone as well, which like was deposited by rivers and alluvial fans and deltas at the end of rivers back 400 odd million years ago during the Devonian period, right? So Scotland's had many different climates and many different environments, and the cool thing is you can look at the rocks and find the evidence for that, like in the rocks, which is pretty cool, right? So yeah, love following you, brilliant to watch, but please don't let nationalists like rope you in and make you. Yeah, I guess you're right in saying that. I don't really like go into it in like a lot of detail, to be honest. Thoughts on crystals? Crystals are cool. Crystals make up rocks. I think what you mean maybe by that question is if I believe in like the whole healing properties of crystals, and like I'm a geologist like from heart, so like I'll always like let's try to explain this in a nice way. Like I feel like I'll always believe that everyone should be entitled to their own opinion when it comes to stuff, right? But I don't really like, I think that it like, you know, I don't really think that there's healing properties and stuff like with regards to like certain minerals and that, but there is people out there that do, so fair enough. Like if they want to believe in that, that's their own choice. Like, but I just think minerals and rocks and stuff are, you know, they all have their own wee energy. I think that, yeah. Like I think that everything on earth has its own little wee energy, but that's it really. That's how far I'll go. Lava looks like a melted bike seat. Yeah, it pretty much does. I stood speechless, teary shaking when I first saw the lava. Oh my god, yeah, me too. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. I just sat and watched it. Like, people thought I was weird, and I was just like watching it, and you could feel the heat off the lava flow, and I'm just sitting there watching it, and there's this American like, don't get too close. Okay, that was an American accent. And I'm like, it's okay, I'm a geologist. I know what temperature that is coming out the ground, it's fine. I'm a Campbell. Okay, cool. I bet there are rocks just laying all over the place in your apartment. There is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till next Monday to show you, because it's an absolute shit show. They're everywhere. Usually this bookshelf next to me has rocks on it, but because I've not organised it, I've recently had laminate flooring put down in my living room, right? My dad did it a few weeks ago, and I had to take like quite a lot of stuff out of the living room, especially all my rocks, so they're sitting in boxes all over the place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my rock collection next week once I've sorted it all out and organised it all so that they're all into like their little wee rock sections. But I pretty much have just about every rock And there used to be a boulder that sat in my living room. It was a really funny story how I got that boulder, right? It was, I was on the Isle of Harris, and I was with my ex, and I probably shouldn't talk about my ex, I'm really sorry. But like, there was like, we had the camper van, and he was in the camper van with the dogs, and I was like looking at this cutting because I found these garnets, and it was a pegmatite rock. Now a pegmatite is like a coarse grained igneous rock. It's a very coarse grained igneous rock, right? So the crystals are massive in it. But this cutting right at the side of the road, a single track road, it had all these big crystals, and it had these massive garnets in it and massive muscovite crystals, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to take some of this home. But you're not allowed to physically hammer some of the rocks because they're protected, right? So I'm scavenging like the ground like for pieces that have just broken away, like, you know, and there wasn't many. There was this like big chunk that was sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I found a bit. So I started rolling it down the hill. And like I rolled it to the bottom of the hill, and I phoned him, and I was like, can you come round here? And he was like, right, okay. And I'm like, don't make it obvious. So he came round with the camper van, and he gets out the car, and he's like, he gets out the van, and he's looking at me, and he's looking at the rock, and he's like, what the f-? I'm like, can you help me lift this into the van? And he's like, what the f-? Why do you need that? It's got garnets and stuff in it. Can you just help me lift it? So lifted it into the back of the van. Forgot it was in the camper van for 6 months. And then my next adventure that I went on, I looked in the back of the camper van, noticed this thing was in the camper van still, kind of rolled it out. It still didn't break really. Rolled it down like and into my living room, and it sat in my living room on the carpet for ages. And my dad was just like, "Need to get rid of that petal. Why you got a rock in your living room?" And it now sits, do you know where he's put it? I'm going to show you. It now sits outside. Move. Right. It sits here. Outside my house. It sits outside. Yeah. Pretty funny. Because, yeah. Big massive boulder that sits outside my door. People that deliver my mail must just think I'm mental. But it is what it is. I've never been to Northern Ireland before. I'd love to go up, like, to be honest, like, it's on my list of places to visit. I know there's no subtitles in live, and I don't know if I can add them, so I should probably start slowing down my accent so that people can understand me that aren't Scottish. Evening, lass. All the best. Good evening. Both my adult children are geologists. Love it. Yes. I'm going to apply. I'm going to a geology group every month, but I'm totally lost from Bournemouth, southeast Scotland. That's amazing that there's a geology group. I was thinking about starting up one myself. I think it'd be pretty cool. I'm off to Iceland January 2025. Oh, good luck. I hope that like the volcano that's meant to be erupting there, like, or has been meant to be over the last few weeks, actually starts erupting. I mean, like, stones build into buildings. If you spot geological signs, textures, surely. Yeah, I can see wherever I go, whether it's Glasgow, any city at all, any town at all, you'll notice that quite a lot of the old buildings are made up from stones. And a lot of people take that for granted, or granite. That's a bad geology joke. And what I tend to do is I end up going up and looking at them, and I'm like, oh, look at this granite, or oh, wow, look at that sandstone, or I wonder where that's from, or look at the layers in this. And it's just, yeah, ridiculous. Going to eat my dinner and watch Shetland, so signing off. Sayonara. Bye! What's Shetland? I like Shetland. I mean, I've never been to Shetland, but I mean, what is there a programme called Shetland or something like that? Love watching your reels, so interesting. Thank you very much, I really appreciate that. Definitely on my bucket list to stand next to lava, or whatever the correct term is. Maybe one day I will, when I retire. It's still technically lava, you know, as soon as it comes out the ground it's called lava, and I still refer to it even when it's a rock as lava, but technically it is, yeah, it's basaltic lava. And then you have rhyolitic lava in Glencoe. There's so many different types of lavas and different types of magmas that you can get that form within the crust. And it's all due to their composition. That's how you differentiate them, like, and their textures and their... That's what I'll do. One day I'll actually go into more detail about the different textures and stuff of rocks and how to identify them. That's what I'm going to do every week now, right? I'll bring a rock with me. Well, not bring, I'll hopefully have a rock with me, because hopefully this thing next to me will be full, and we'll go into detail about a certain rock and we'll, yeah, talk about it. definitely on my, but I've read that one. You ever come to the States to study? I probably wouldn't like come study there, but I'd like to visit like one day. You never know. Cheers from Canada. Hello. Thank you for having us. Have a great time. No worries. I hope you have a good evening. Ever went gold hunting? I've never actually been gold hunting, no, or gold panning. Like, it's not really something I'm interested in doing. I mean, I'd love to have a piece of gold and just have it, like, not a piece, like a nugget, and have it in my cabinet, but I don't know. Gold's quite soft. It's different. What's your favourite sandstone colour on buildings? Probably the blonde sandstone. I like it better, it looks nicer. Or the white sandstone, a white sandstone like a quartzite. Like, or on the verge of a metamorphic sandstone, yeah. It just depends. It really just depends. I do like some red sandstones, especially if you've got the layers in it, like the dune beds in it that formed, especially in that Permian sandstone. Like, it looks really pretty sometimes when you see different features. Me too. I don't know what you're saying me too for, because I can't remember what everyone asks me, so I do apologise. Australian geology, have you seen, studied or visited? No, I've not, but there is a guy that I follow on here called Sid's Adventures, and he does geology videos and other videos across Australia, so when I do eventually visit Australia, which I don't know where it'll be, I'll probably look at what he recommends to visit and stuff and see what there is. But people keep saying that there's a big massive, is it a mountain or is it a big massive sandstone thing that sticks out of the ground there? Like, so maybe one day. In my next semester I have to choose between stratigraphy and coal bed methane. What the? Oh my goodness. I mean, I did stratigraphy, a little bit about stratigraphy, but it really depends on what you want to go into. So if you want to go into a ground, it depends on as well the geology of where you are based. I don't know where you're based and where you study. Is your dog a husky? I do have one husky. The rest of them are wolf dogs, so, well, 2 of them are Utenagans. Oh, my husky's downstairs. My goodness, she must have came downstairs. This is Skye. That's a husky. She's a grumpy wee husky sometimes. Then we have Yura. Oh, Yura. Oh, do you want a tummy rub? She's a Utenagan. And Tulok's a Utenagan too, believe it or not. Tulok and Yura are brother and sister. And then Tawa. Tawa, come! Tala, come here. Tala, come. Tala. What are you doing, cheeky? Up there on the couch, lie down. Right, there we go. Good girl. And then Tala's a Czechoslovakian wolf dog, and she's probably been up to no good. What have you been doing? Why are your ears back? Have you been a naughty girl? Oh. Have you been cheeky? Have you been eating those sausages? Oh, you've ate the sausages. Does Tala like the sausages? So yeah, they're all wolf-like breeds. Most of the time they do, and yeah, they love the winter. They absolutely love it. See, when it's snowing, they just roll in it. It's like roll. Don't you? They like the cold. When it's snowing outside, they don't come inside. They'll bury themselves in the snow. It's funny. I was just in Lanzarote, enjoying the volcanic rocks and different formations. I've never been to Lanzarote, but I've been to Gran Canaria and I've been to Tenerife, and I was the same when I went. Like, back when I went to Tenerife, I was at uni, and I was in my maybe second year at uni, right? And like, it was 2011 or something like that, and I went to the volcano, Mount Teide or Mount Teide, I can't even remember how you pronounce it, Mount Teide. And the tour lady was like, you're not allowed to take any of the rocks, blah blah blah. And there's me trying to put like pieces of like trachyte, I think the lava is up there, and pumice like into my bag, like no one will notice, it's fine. And then like my boyfriend at the time, like when we got back home and I was emptying the suitcase, he was looking at me like, where'd you get those rocks? And I was like, from the beach. I got them from the beach. Yeah, totally from the beach. I didn't get them from like the volcano. What are you talking about? No, not from the volcano. I don't think you're actually supposed to take them from the volcano, but shh. It's the same with Iceland. The Arctic cold here. The Ordovician period. I don't know if I'm keen on that period, to be honest. There was a lot of stuff going on in the Ordovician period in Scotland. But, you know, Silurian Ordovician period was when like you had the closure of the Iaptus Ocean, was it not? And then you had like the two plates collide with each other and that big massive mountain chain started to form in Scotland. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Moved then, it got Baltic. I could imagine. Don't know what we're talking about, but I can imagine. Loving the rock stories, thanks. Love your dog collection, I've got two. Brilliant. Love it. Great discussion. Thank you, I love it. I tour Scotland twice a year and love hearing about the geological history. Thanks, you're welcome. If you have any places that you'd like to learn about, just let me know. I've now started forming a list of places that I'm going to visit and make videos about. Hopefully once I get a new microphone and I get my camper van and mobiliser fixed, because that's what was wrong with it. And then I can get up north again. I thought I was retarded because I like... Don't worry. I get called a weirdo all the time. It doesn't bother me. Honestly, see, when I was at uni and I told my dad what I studied, he was like, what the fuck is earth science? What are you going to do with earth science, Petal? Dad, there's lots of things you can do with earth science. It's geology, like, you know. And he's like, I don't get it. Earth science, my daughter's studying earth science. My dad, just you wait. I had to explain to everyone and some of my friends as well that aren't geologists that look at things around you. What makes up your phone? What makes up the little minerals, the compound, like, you know, everything in your phone, like the metals and stuff. Like, where do you think we get them? From the ground. And we get stuff like as well, like oil and that from the ground. You get lithium for your batteries out the ground. Like most of the raw materials, like they make up like everything that you can see around you from like within the ground. So geology is quite an important subject to study, and it's good to have a good understanding of what's happened underneath your feet, because then you can go to other places, like for instance the Himalayas. Like people might wonder, how the hell did that mountain range form? How did, like, you know, how the hell, like, why have they got the highest mountains? Like, and you can actually come to Scotland and study the rocks and see what's happening to the rocks underneath the Himalaya mountains, like just now. You can come to Scotland and see the remnants of an old mountain chain, like in the rocks, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Can I ask, what do you do for a living? Is it your job? It is. I do. I'm a geologist, like for my job too, but I am a senior engineer and geologist, and I work for a civil engineering contractor. And what we do is, they've got their own geotech team, right? So what they have to do before they build houses or design and construct houses, construct anything at all, road, railways, bridges, structures, different things across the UK, it's legislation that you carry out a ground investigation to see what's in the ground. So you do that by drilling boreholes, right? Now you can drill different types of boreholes depending on what's specified by your client. So if your client wants to, you know something about like how the soil is, so that they know how to design different, like a certain, you know, like water foundations, or they want to know about what the rocks are like and how weathered the rocks are, and you know, if there's any coal seams underneath us, if you're working in the Midland Valley, you basically have to have that good understanding of what's in the ground before you build anything in the UK. So what we do is we go out with different drilling rigs depending on what the client has specified, and we'll drill boreholes into the ground to a certain depth, and then we produce a report based on what we find. So a geologist, like if you were a junior geologist, you would either be out on site running the site, like, or like looking at the rocks. Like if it was a bigger site, you know, like you'd probably have someone more senior running the site. You'd look at the rock core that comes out the ground. Now rock core comes out in sticks. Have I got any? Oh, look at this. I've got my big massive piece of rock core, right? So that comes out the ground. That's a vertical piece of rock core from the Highlands, right? It's actually metamorphic rock. It's a bit dusty and it's got a lot of dog hair on it, but who cares? This is a very hard rock. It's part of the Dalmatian supergroup, right? And it formed like up to like, I think it was 800 million years ago, okay? So when you think about geology, like geology is telling you a story back in time when you look at these rocks, right? And it's pretty cool and interesting, and that's what I love about geology. But we drill boreholes, right, and vertical like this, and it brings up core. But I'm actually going to change the subject here because I want to explain what this rock is, because it's really pretty. It might not look like it's pretty, but it's got all these foliations running through it, and and can you see it glitter? Right, see that glitter there? That's known as a schistose texture, right? But this is like bands, like not bands, but like foliations, sorry, of peelite and samite and quartzite interbedded with each other. Now, originally, this rock was deposited within the Iaptus Ocean 800 billion years ago, just off the margin of Laurentia. Now, Scotland used to be part of Laurentia, right? And England was part of another continent known as Avalonia. Now, back 450 million years ago, you had that Caledonian orogeny, right? I said orogeny before people make a joke out of it, okay? So, the Caledonian orogeny is like a big massive mountain building like thing that like mountain building scene, right? Like that happened like 450 million years ago, because you had the closure of those two plates. Like you had the closure of the Iaptus Ocean, which used to sit in the middle, and you had the continents collide with each other, and as they collided, like the one plate subducted under the other, which caused all this mountain building to happen, and that's where these metamorphic rocks formed. So originally they were sands, silts and muds. And a metamorphic rock is a rock that's changed over time. And this is regional metamorphism, this is called, because it takes millions and millions of years for it to affect the rocks, right? Because as they're squeezed and foliated, like the rocks that were originally horizontal end up crumbled and folded, and they look all over the place and they're messy. And you get different types of metamorphism as you work your way up. So you'll have low grade, medium grade and high grade metamorphism. And this one's probably a medium grade metamorphic rock, right? It doesn't really have any index minerals. I think there's a few garnets in it, which suggests that the temperature that this formed up to was 600 degrees Celsius, and it was probably sitting at 20 kilometres under the ground at one point. And that's the fascinating thing about rocks. It's not just about, oh, that's a rock. Like, there's so much other stuff to do with rocks that you can kind of have a wee look at, and, you know, you're like, wow. But basically, that's what I do for a living. I've worked my way up through the industry. Like I've worked for a few contractors now, and we drill boreholes, but I don't know if we'll see. I might do it forever, I might not do it forever. There's loads of things that you can go into in geology, it just depends. But I love what I do. It's quite interesting when you come across rocks like that. It's pretty cool. But basically you have to know what's under you. You have to know what's in the ground. It's so important to know what is in the ground. And people forget that. They don't understand, they don't realise. Do you think the diamond is the hardest mineral? Yeah, I'm pretty sure diamond's the hardest mineral. Like on the Mohs scale, which is MOHS, it's spelt, diamond is the hardest mineral. Diamond's the reason diamond is the hardest mineral is because where it forms. Like all the diamonds in the world were formed, like they're the same age, right? And they form deep within the mantle. So they form at very high pressures. And diamond's just pure carbon. You know, graphite's carbon too, but graphite's soft as fuck. Well, diamond and graphite, like they're both exactly the same element, but the way that diamond forms is what makes it special. It's under pressure, a lot of pressure, right? So because it's under a lot of pressure, they're found in a certain rock type, right, called kimberlites. I should probably go on about them as well. And a kimberlite's like a vertical igneous volcanic intrusive rock, right? So a kimberlite will shoot up and it contains all these little diamonds, and you get a lot of them like in Africa and that. So shoots up, and they actually mine it like kind of like in a spiral. So when you type in diamond mine, you'll see that they mine it in a spiral because it's like a cone kind of shape, like at the top, and it contains diamonds every now and then. And also diamonds priced on like the clarity and like the colour of it, etc., and how big it is, how small it is, and what it's like when it's polished. But I actually tested it out. I had a raw diamond somewhere. I don't know where I've put it. It's tiny, absolutely tiny. It costs like 50 quid or something like that. But it's like obviously the clarity and stuff of it's not pretty. But I had a diamond and I had a piece of sapphire. Now, sapphire and ruby are known as a mineral called corundum, and corundum's number 9 on the Mohs scale and diamond's number 10. So I was testing this thing out and I was like scratching the diamond against the sapphire. Like, and I was like, yep, it's definitely a diamond. So I do have a diamond. Right, okay. What do we say? Can I ask it? Oh no, I've read that question. Fuck's sake. Where in Scotland are you from? I'm originally from Largs. I can't show you the rock collection right now because it's all over the place. I'm going to sort it out and show you next week when I go live. Pegmatite. Pegmatite is a very coarse-grained igneous rock. It's silica rich, it's felsic, right? And it's made up of like minerals such as K feldspar, plagioclase, quartz, muscovite sometimes as well, like, or hornblende. So the crystals are massive in it, and you get pegmatites that run through some of the rocks in the Highlands, and they're pretty cool to look at, and they're pink usually. So yeah. Sending love. Oh, thank you, John. It's too dark outside. Yeah, it's too dark outside. Greetings from Germany. Love your accent. Good evening. That outside rock is cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Why are dogs hens in Scotland? No, you get it wrong, man. You refer to a girl as hen, and you refer to a guy as son, so you're like, you alright, hen? How's it going? As in, you alright, girl, or you alright, love. I don't know what they use in like England, but that's what that is. So when I'm saying hen, come here, to my dog, I'm not actually referring to her as a hen. Whereabouts and right, okay. Why is it going through like all the questions now, like so fast? Oh my god. No, I'm alright, pal. That outside rock, greetings. Good evening. I'm in the hospital with a broken knee. I hope you get better. I don't know how you broke your knee, but I hope you get better. If you were asked to go outer space to collect a rock sample, would you go? I mean, there's a risk of dying if I went out of space, so I don't know. I'd like to go to Mars, though. Maybe one day. You never know. I love listening to you speak. Your enthusiasm is inspiring. Peace out from Cali. Shetland's on BBC iPlayer. Oh, I'll have to have a wee look at it then, yeah. Take it for granted, so good. Hello from India. I was just wondering the same thing. Is there a programme called Shetland? Yeah, well, apparently there is. Basaltic, yep. Yeah, there's a BBC series called Shetland. Hopefully there's going to be a, in the future, at one point, a BBC series that I can deliver, but you never know. There was one that Ian Stewart did years ago, and he was a Scottish geologist. Pretty cool, pretty good. But I think there should be more out there that talks about rocks. Or even if there isn't, like a BBC one, I'll do it. I'll do it just by myself, Don't know if it's been asked, but what got you into Rio is what? Doesn't make sense. I'm guessing that means like what got you into geology. I did do it at the beginning, to be honest, so yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself. You can maybe watch the video back. Have you ever been to the Alps? No, I've never been to the Alps, but it's on my list. I love to go to the Alps. Oh my goodness, I think it'd be amazing. What's up from Canada? Any chance you've been to... No, I've never been. The banded iron formations are gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I've never seen them in person before, but I'd love to see them. Do you have stone circles in Scotland, such as Stonehenge? Yeah, you do. See if you go to the Isle of Lewis. I mean, it's not as good as Stonehenge, and I've never been to Stonehenge, but if you go to the Isle of Lewis, there's some up there. Good morning from Sydney. Oh, that's big. Yeah, that's it. That's the big rock. Yes, I can't say it, but it begins with a U. I think you would love it. I had a husky called Skye. She had one brown eye and one blue. It's funny because Skye's the same. Like, she has one eye and it's brown, and then the other one's like blue and brown. It's pretty cool. Thank you. Dogs are beauties. Poor puppy. She's alright. She's fine. What age were you when you got your first into rocks? I was probably like 8 or 9, and my dad took us to like the Kelvin Grove Museum in Glasgow, and there was like crystals that you could buy as well, and I used to collect rocks, and I had I still had my first ever mineral book somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it was like given to me at Christmas as well, and I kind of, that's probably the age I got into it, but I didn't know that I could go study geology. It's pretty cool. Hello, Geo community. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Happy Christmas in advance. Happy Christmas to you too. Been up in Tindrum. Yeah, that's the other place, Tindrum. Oh my goodness, that's where the gold mine is as well. I'd like to go gold mining maybe one day. Not gold mining, gold panning. I was in Etna. Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous. I'd love to go see Etna, Mount Etna. That'd be amazing. If you've ever been to Yosemite National Park, no, never, but it's on my list. Love watching your video. My dad is from Glasgow. Brilliant, love it. Geo nerds rock and nature nerds. Yep, we do indeed. What's up? Snagged some pink granite from Vermont. Oh, I'm jealous. Grampian Mountain Range and West Highland Way. What's the difference in geology? They're probably made up of the same. The thing is, like, I need to go get my geology map to explain this. I don't know if it'll go backwards or not, right? This is what I'm going to do next time, actually, right? Okay. Oh, crap. The thing's backwards. I wonder if I can switch my camera, right? Okay, so this is a geology map of Scotland, right? I need to go back to your question because I can't remember what you asked. West Highland Way and the Grampian Mountain Range. Like, I'm guessing the Grampian Mountain Range is in here, right? So, like, obviously all these blobs, those represent granite. And your West Highland Way goes from, it's Mulgai, isn't it? So it goes up here and it goes all the way to Fort William, does it not, right? So see these rocks in here? They're all called they're part of the Dalradian supergroup. So that rock that I showed you, that core, that's what that is. The bit is from up here somewhere. But they're kind of similar rocks. There's obviously little bands in here that are like, not bands because they're quite thick when you think about it. That are like, they're all metamorphic rocks, right? But there's all these like limestone bands in there that are marble. There's a marble quarry. If you go up the A9, like up here, you find the marble quarry in there. And they take all the marble out. It's all kind of similar rocks, I'm not going to lie. I won't go into too much detail, but aye, quite similar rocks. What I'll do next time is I'll set the geology map up next to me and I'll kind of explain in more detail. Or what I'm going to do in the future is actually do a talk on the geology of Scotland. So if anyone wants to, you know, come see me talk about Scotland, then you're more than welcome to. Right, I'm going to have to scroll back up and see what I've just missed. How old Britain? No, I've just went back through it. My daughter Lana would like to know if you have found many fossils. I have. You can find lots of fossils in Fife. Lots of crinoid stems up in Fife. Like, it's absolutely brilliant. We as well, we were drumming a borehole. Now, I've not got the core with me, but we were drumming a borehole down in Cumbria, and it's all coal measures there. So it's like sandstones, siltstones, mudstones and coals all interbedded, right? And they all tell a story. Because when you look at it in the rock record, because they're all interbedded and they're all cyclic to each other, like it's always sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, coal, and then sandstone, you know, over and over again. When we drilled boreholes there, we came across in a mudstone that had like quite a lot of fossilised plant material and fossilised tree material in it. We came across a tooth. Now at first I thought it was a shark's tooth, but then when I looked at the geology of the, like, you know, because it had plant material in it, I'm thinking, like, where's this been deposited? It's a mudstone with high organic material in it. Must have been a swamp area maybe it's been deposited in, or like just off like a delta, like, or a floodslate deposited of them. So it might have been an amphibian tooth, but I don't actually have it to show you. It's in work. I'll need to like bring it home and like show you. It's pretty cool to look at, but that's probably one of the most interesting fossil finds I've came across. But you can find loads of fossils across the place, like across Scotland, like especially like up in Fife, not across Scotland, but up in Fife you can find a lot of fossils, and you can find fish fossils as well. Up near Calf Ness, there's the flagstones that contain fish, and they're from like freshwater, like lakes that used to once exist in the old red sandstone group, like back 400 million years ago during the Devonian period. So you can go up and there's a quarry. And then near just off the NC 500 that you can go get fish fossils from, or find fish fossils, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of fossils that are in the from the Carboniferous period in Fife. And during the Carboniferous period, you had the deposition of like all of like the kind of like swampy areas, the coal measures, and you had as well like mudstones, sandstones, and siltstones. Right, what I just went on about, the same kind of happened in like Cumbria as well as Scotland, and then well, it happened all over the place. So you had like all the deposition of all this sediment, and the environment changed, like, and you had regressions, transgressions, and regressions of sea levels. So you had like some fossils in between that are from like the sea. There's loads of fossils everywhere. So if you go down to Yorkshire, there's loads of fossils there, like ammonites and stuff. Never been down there, but well, I went to Whitby once, like on a field trip, and seen like that you can find lots of like ammonites and stuff. So yeah. What's the deepest borehole you have seen being drilled? Probably 200 metres. But within the oil industry, I found out the other day when I went to go visit North Sea Core, the deepest boreholes that they've drilled have been like 2.5 kilometres, or like 4 kilometres, and I'm just like, what? That's like 4,000 metres! I'm so used to seeing boreholes that have been drilled like 200 metres, so aye, oh well. Are you, what was I say? Oh no. I've lost where I am. Well, beautiful core sample, thank you. It looks like wood. My goodness, I am so behind on my questions. I am so sorry. I am so very sorry that I'm behind on questions. Thanks for sharing the info. You're welcome. Just 600 degrees. Oh my goodness. I love it. When drilling for oil, is the oil found in Polish rocks like shale? No. Right, so shale isn't a Polish rock. Shale is like a impermeable rock. The oil was found in reservoirs such as sandstone, like this one. Notice how that's slightly black stained. That is because it's got oil in it. And see, when I smell it, it's stinking. It smells like an engine. But because the grain's in sandstone, right, there's space in between them. That's where they get the oil from. Like, it's a good reservoir rock. Like reservoir, shale is a source rock. So the shale, the oil has to migrate to another rock for you to actually get it out the ground. Right, where are we? I was given a crystal agate when I was a kid. Love it. Brilliant. Love the way you speak in your voice. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's nice. Nardinis, yes, I love Nardinis, yep. Trying to go through these like as quick as I can. My goodness, because it's coming at 8 o'clock and I said that I was going to do this between 7 and 8. Largs is so nice, going for a walk and get good ice cream. Yep, brilliant. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Morning from Australia. Fracking, yep, you're right. So fracking's banned in Scotland, but fracking is how they get oil out of shale. But it's kind of illegal, like over here, but they do it in America. And they get the oil out the shale and they just frack it open. They fracture it, basically. I don't know what they do. I don't know enough about it. Oh well. Which dog species is yours? I've already said my dogs. You can buy off to pour a whiskey. I hope you enjoy your whiskey. Do you know, I have a contact, right? So my name isn't Scottish, like my name's English. Like, because my dad, I think it's English, it's Henry, like my second name. My dad's English. So I don't actually think I have I don't know, maybe I do have a tartan, I'm not sure. Stonehenge is shite, don't bother, I wasn't planning on. I'm going to Skye later in the week, been a few times. Where is your favourite place to visit there and what rocks can be seen? Love your blogs, they are so informative. Oh my god, I love Skye. We got the fairy pools. You can see like the mountains and the mountain range in the background if it's a nice day. It's called the Black Coolins and they represent an old volcanic centre, which is known as gabbro, and it's like layers of gabbro, right, and basaltic lava as well, and like tuffs and stuff in between. It's pretty cool. Like, so I would recommend going there. I'd also recommend going to Staffin Bay on the Isle of Skye, because you can find dinosaur footprints, and Elgo as well to the south. You've got lots of limestone caves. Skye's really good for geology, to be honest. No, I'm not at university. I have a degree in geology and I graduated like 9 years ago. I work as a geologist now, so do I think aliens have visited? You never know. I mean, I believe in aliens, but You never know. I fucking love rocks, mate. Me too, man. Me too. Are you at university? No. Good stone circle. You can find blah, 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 blah. Sorry. I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant how many people, like, you know, ask rock questions. It's pretty cool. Hi, Louisa, fellow crazy geologist. Hello, Dan. How old are you? I'm 31. I look younger than that, though. Even been... no, I've never been before. The Radiant Supergroup, did you say? I did, yes. What about Geology of Pitlochry? Geology of Pitlochry's got the Dalradian Supergroup as well. So it's metamorphic rocks. We drill boreholes all up across Pitlochry. That's what that is. Do you know why they are drilling the 800 metres? They're probably trying to find out if there's coal seams in soil coats. They have to drill like into the ground just to see what's there, like so that they know what to build, so they know what's in the ground, so that to build something. So I don't know. My goodness, there is so many questions. Can you please show all the rocks to your right and share? I'll do that next time because I've ran out of time. So I'll need to. I'll probably need to do it next time. And I'll go on and talk about my rocks. Have you ever been to Northern Ireland's Giant Causeway? No, I've never been, but I'd love to go. You never know. It's never too late. Loads of places I'd love to go. Right, I'm going to hold my phone for this because I can't like go through all of these messages. Not messages. Do you take your dogs to your explorations? I do tend to take Yura with me, or I'll take 2 at a time. I mean, they're all well trained, like off leads and that, so I can take them all if I wanted to. It's just easier if you've got 2 dogs with you. What book would you recommend to someone who wants to understand more about geology? There's one that concentrates particularly on Scotland, which is called Set in Stone, I think it is. I don't think I have it next to me. I think I've left it at my boyfriend's house, but I'll see if I can put a wee post up about it. But don't worry, I'll be writing a geology book very soon. Interesting. Hiya. Have you been to... No, I've not. So many different questions. Thank you. Been to Staffa and saw footprint Staffin. Oh, it's brilliant. Was Elgo last Christmas. But whether... Oh my goodness, yeah. Sea caves are brilliant too. Kilt Rock is amazing. Oh, I hope you get to do it as well. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I need to get back to Scotland to do the NC 500 in my van. Me too, I want to go do the NC 500. Anyway, listen guys, I need to go because there is... I did say that I was only going to... What is the most dangerous... I just noticed that there is like questions in here too. My goodness. Oh, why are the coastal cliffs in England white? Good question. Good question indeed. The reason they're white is because they're made up of chalk. Now, once upon a time during the Cretaceous period, Scotland and England were covered in water, right? They were actually covered, like the water level was like 200 metres higher than what it was like, you know, the day. So you had the deposition of all this chalk, which is from plankton. Because the plankton settles to the bottom of like the sea, it forms chalk. So plankton such as foraminifera and coccoliths, that's what chalk's made of, which is pretty cool. But aye, that's why you've got the white cliffs of Dover and that. But a lot of the chalk's been eroded away. So Scotland used to have a layer of chalk on it and there's only tiny little remnants of the chalk left. And it's the same in England, it used to be everywhere and it's all deposited during the Cretaceous period and it's pretty interesting, you know. But that's it really. Right, okay guys, I am gonna go because there is, I've run out of time. But if you wanna like, yeah, once you start you can't stop. I can't stop, I know what you mean, honestly, oh my goodness. Why is Iceland green? And I don't know, honestly, I think they got those 2 countries mixed up with their names. I ask myself that question when I, like, all the time, I'm like, why did they no name Greenland Iceland? I don't know, it must be to do with the history of it. Anyway, I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to do this every week on Mondays, and what I'm going to do each week is I'm going to bring a rock, and I'm going to describe that rock, and I'm going to also let someone actually join and talk to me, like next week, right? and we can, have a good laugh and talk about rocks and that. So thank you so much for everyone that joined, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.